Following the government of Kenya's submissions to the trial chamber last month defending its cooperation with the International Criminal Court, the prosecutor, Fatou Bensouda, has filed a response arguing her case on how the government has allegedly frustrated the Kenyan cases. She claims that the individual and cumulative effect of the government's actions has been to undermine the investigations in these cases and limit the body of evidence available to the trial chamber. The prosecutor has given detailed examples to that effect, but in a redacted form because the information is confidential, she says.
In all the cases that I'm dealing with, cooperation with the Kenyan authorities has been the most difficult.
On his part, the Attorney General insists that the Kenyan government has fully cooperated with the International Criminal Court in relation to the cases at The Hague, and that the issue is still a matter of discussion among all the parties involved in the case.
For the record, the Kenya government remains very committed to cooperating with the court. We made an application before the court the other day to be allowed to table evidence of the things we have done to support the court and its work. And the court has granted us that application. We have filed those documents. Other parties have been allowed to comment on those documents.
In the government observations submitted last month, the Attorney General said because not everything requested by a party to proceedings is provided by the state, is not to say that a state has not cooperated with the court. The Attorney General sought to explain that certain information requested could not be released considering national security, the rights of the accused, and legal challenges, and in that case, all the reasons were availed to the prosecution. Professor Muigai says, quote, "It cannot be right that a state's internal security is suborned by an outside agency's ill-supported allegations, which has the potential to erode national regard for the institutions of government and their compliance with the rule of law," end quote. But the prosecutor was categorical that the government has been releasing to the defense confidential information accruing from communication between ICC and government officials, therefore undermining the cases. The prosecution further alleges that the government has declined to give financial information of the suspects. She adds that Office of the Prosecutor staff members have been subject to surveillance by government officials, and witnesses have given an account of how they've been targeted by government officials seeking to influence their testimonies.
Several efforts, tireless efforts, are being made to contact, to find out our witnesses, to intimidate them, to threaten them or threaten their relatives, or to find out where they are, even giving incentives such as wanting to bribe them.
It is not true at all that there is a policy by the Kenya government not to cooperate with the court. That would be untrue, and it would be a very unfair allegation.
In his submission, the Attorney General defends the government's role in witness protection through the Witness Protection Unit. Professor Muigai made the remarks as he prepared to leave the country for Hague to attend a state parties meeting on implementing the Rome Statute that established the court.
A normal, routine state parties conference. These are conferences where state parties, that is countries that have signed the treaty, discuss the various aspects of the implementation of the treaty.
The Office of the Attorney General is a crucial link between the Kenyan government and the International Criminal Court. Meanwhile, lawyers representing Deputy President William Ruto and former radio presenter Joshua Arap Sang are already in The Hague for a status conference tomorrow, Tuesday, that will discuss the prosecutor's request to add 5 witnesses to the list of witnesses and the request by the defense to postpone the commencement of the trial to November this year. The court has already postponed the date of the hearing from May 28 to a yet-to-be-announced date. The conference will begin 5 p.m. Kenyan time. Alex Chamwada for Citizen Live at 9.